So we saw the film last night. It was an interesting film to watch and pretty intriguing at the subject of paleontology. But I was wondering what time period is this supposed to be taking part in? Because we saw the flip phones and we're like, what time is this?
It's pretty. It's like modern day, but I know that Dan wanted to keep things pretty timeless. He didn't want to date it with specific smartphones or anything like that. So he wanted to keep the technology sort of timeless. I mean, I guess I already said it. Like that's I guess the best word that I can think of to describe it as.
Why choose North Dakota to go shoot?
Well, that was a big passion spot for John Wanzik, the lead producer of the film. This is his initial idea for the whole story. It meant a lot to him to really showcase, North Dakota and all of the beauty and majesty that its landscape has to offer.
How did you feel going out to North Dakota to shoot this?
Oh my goodness, I love shooting on location. I really love it. I'm a nature girl at heart, and to get to be out in these big open plains with this big sky and deer and horses, I mean, I was happy as could be. It's really beautiful landscape. My family's originally from South Dakota, so it was also sort of like a homecoming for me too, and I got to have my sons out there and take them to Mount Rushmore, which I remember my parents road tripping there with me when I was 6, and so it was like really special for me to get to do that with my boys.
What attracted you to this role?
I thought the script was really smart and timeless. I really got that feeling from it, and unique. I wasn't seeing a lot of movies like this made at the time, and it's a classic suspense thriller, and I don't feel that there's a lot of movies like that being made nowadays. And it was a smart movie, and I liked the journey that my character goes on. She goes from being very closed and very disconnected from her life and wanting to kind of check out, and then with the potential of this life-changing find, she comes back to life, and in doing that, she learns how to be a mother to her son, who she doesn't have a real relationship with at the start of the movie.
Both of your characters go through major changes in different ways. What is it like, the process to get from one point to the other point throughout the entire film? How does that happen?
You mean acting?
Yes.
Acting 101. No, I mean that's the fun part. It's that you want to go on a journey with your character. I mean that's why we watch things. That's why we listen to stories. That's why we tell stories, to tell the story of humanity, of growth, and.
I think it's sort of about finding that character's human limitations, and finding what their breaking point is, and what it is that's going to push them to do that next thing, and what it is that they really are willing to do, and how far they really are willing to go to achieve this thing they want. And the more desperately they want it, the harder they have to fight for it.
And that's what makes working on this movie really fun, is because the stakes are so high. I mean, just the emotional stakes for both of these characters and their relationships with their respective children, and everybody's life is on the line in some way, literally. Their emotional life, and then their literal physical life is on the line too. And it's always fun to do something where the stakes are that high, where the stakes are life and death.